This year, Bastard is about bringing all kinds of different people, different backgrounds, abilities, orientations and experiences, and really giving them a lot of space and possibilities to take control. Shakedown project is one of the biggest parts of the festival. It's in a way, the life and soul of what we do this year.
The Shakedown is a 18-month training program to create 10 new international festival curators. 5 teenagers from Norway, 5 teenagers from Latvia. They are given mentorship, workshops, residencies, and the opportunity to create and curate for 2 international programs. One in the International Festival of Contemporary Theatre Homo Novus, and the other in Bastard here in Trondheim.
By curating with teenagers, in a way you're giving space for totally new approaches, totally new methods, new aesthetics to appear. And I think that is important and really just refreshing and great.
Their values are much more related to care than to protest. They think they can change the world in a different way. And this is something that most of the public and also the mentors probably didn't expect, the level of inclusiveness.
We have curated around roughly 60% of the Bastard Festival, with shows and also how the spaces in Rosendal are going to look.
The festival, in the way that it's different, is it's also a relaxed festival. We and the rest of the team at Rosendal, we have been focusing on ending grind culture, on trying to make the festival more accessible and more calm. Of course, we have events, we have the parties, but other than that, we try to make people as comfortable as possible.
We have curated Nugget Chalmid, which is a local doom band. And the reason we chose a band this time was because back at the festival in Riga, we didn't really involve music as much. So our first point was we want to bring music into the building.
Well, in this process, we originally started with 4 keywords, which was the keywords environment, community, power, and shelter. And out of those keywords, they figured out something that they wanted to perform, and Nugget Chalmid wanted to really focus on the keyword community because they are a part of the queer community in Trondheim.
The Transpire theatrical performance is a happy story.
A lot of the queer experiences that do get presented in media and in film are often tragic stories. This is also a change that we're trying to make, because the trans experience, the queer experience, it is obviously there are sad parts of it, but it is overall a way of finding yourself, a way of enjoying yourself, finding pleasure in who you are.
And I think it's interesting the way we worked with this festival is that we brought artists and let them make something, and I feel like that is necessary for this kind of project and topic. I don't think it would be any good if we wrote the transpiring story and hired queer people to tell it. It's their story.
The process in which we selected the artists was we were allowed to make nominations, and then by discussions and having meetings with artists, we decided on the perfect combination. Some of the keywords for the festival are care and relaxation. This work, The Ladies by Lina Lafalita, which is based on these 4 traditional instruments, and the culture of our nation is something that is maybe the strongest care that we will ever experience in our lives. And it also roots itself in repetition and exploring the sound, which goes really well together with the motif of relaxation that this festival is built around.
Aftertaste, like after show small talks with the curators and artists, there is this space for talking with the artists, the space for continuing the show without performing, that you can still be in this feeling.
We discovered that it's important for us to have an opening. We came up with the idea that the opening could happen at the same time in different places.
The walks were something that made a lot of sense to us. that the opening of the festival should match the whole festival in a process that is very calm, very private, and let the audience explore the artwork in a way that's not usually seen.
Good, it's beautiful. 7-Eleven. Please feel free to grab your coffee.
Maybe you want to sit down and have a short talk. We can talk about the lights. Your lights are like stars.
Another artist we have is Jānis Balodis and Naval Kano.
Hello. Welcome.
With their work Last Night of the Deer.
I think that the show Last Night of the Deer was the one that everyone agreed like pretty unanimously should definitely be here.
It just has all these different energies flowing around that you can actually feel, even though it's pretty much text-based. I think that's also a great example of how just spoken language can touch a person so deeply.
But it's about the feeling to know that I am.
And it has all these mystical elements, this kind of also dark Nordic vibe, and I feel like the Norwegian audience could also relate.
Yeah, well, I feel like you described it perfectly, how at least I also felt the experience, the atmosphere and the aesthetic and the feeling. It was just, I felt really pulled into it.
The inflatable museum
Idea was that I wanted something fun and colorful and loud at the festival.
Personally, I feel like Pelle is like the perfect fit for that. I feel like she's like a professional in the art of happiness, if that makes sense.
So this is the inflatable museum. It's supposed to be museum for fun, and you can like switch out things for other things. And there we have the claw, like a hand, where you can just like move the hand around to just pick up the things. And then we have the human drawing machine, and we have the music where you can like put it if you want to happy music, love music, or maybe sad music. And it's very fun to be here because there's a lot of other things to do for children and for older people.
It's about asking the questions of the value of various artworks, how we perceive art itself, what exactly determines both the value and the core like aspects of an artwork. But it asks all of these things in a whimsical and fun way, so that people can have a positive experience and also still have something to think about. With it, we can sort of, I guess, pass down the torch of curation to the people who are audience. And to me, it seems to be sort of aligned with the idea behind the shakedown.
The Festival Homo Novus, or the Rosendal Teater here, that this is the platform for young people, for next generations, for the future, for the city to change, to bring the change. And actually we have to listen to people, and we have to give the power to those who will actually grow up in this world and who will use this space, this city, this culture for the next 20, 40 years. Well, we will use it too, but we already have said our voices enough. And it's very rare that people who are underage and who have lots of ideas and lots of energy and lots of needs and lots of opinion, they have never the power and they have never the money. And we try to do some effort so that they have the access to the festival budget and can actually realize the things they want to do, the ways they want to do. So for us, the mentors, it was a time of stepping back. For them, these were steps forward, so it was kind of this slow tango dance over a year and a half. I see the teens being more convinced of what they're doing as well. So I think we have managed to do this dance, not stepping too much on each other's toes.
This is super challenging and very important to be aware of, because we're not curating with them just so we can tell them what is cool or what is good or what is bad, or So it's like how to mentor without influencing their decisions. And I would say that they've chosen here all the artists themselves. They interviewed them, they went through a process, and the same in Riga. None of the artistic choices have been taken by anyone else but them.
Absolutely liberating. It was absolutely fascinating to discover it's quite easy to share the agency, and that brings an enormous relief that we can be many in what we are doing. And that the variety of the voices that it can bring, the variety of the perspectives that it can bring is absolutely unique. And including or sharing the curatorial agency with more communities, groups, especially with the ones who don't seem to belong to the job description. So to the ones who don't have yet that very experience, brings exactly what is missing, a genuine passion and a genuine interest in fields and perspectives that we might not even be aware of. And within such projects like Shakedown, we are situated and it's amazing potential, or we open this amazing potential that the festival can belong to many.
I'm quite amazed that they can operate as a group and they can operate in de-hierarchized ways. And I think both with teenagers but also in our group, we worked with no hierarchies and things were happening, and it's quite beautiful to understand that somebody takes care of something at every point, and it's beautiful. Also the way they talk is very different. They're very open, very present, extremely knowledgeable. I think the most amazing thing is how fast they can work actually. The most difficult thing is to collect everyone together and actually to meet and to be present. But when we are present, the ideas are sparkling brightly and the decisions are made really rapidly, and I'm just astonished by the energy they have.
I would say all 4 projects that the team curators have brought, plus all of the other things they've done, from the fidgets that they designed to the walks they did to open the festival in the beginning. For me, I've kind of experienced each and every one of them as a small miracle in a way. And to see all of the different kinds of people that their projects have attracted out into the city and towards the house, it's been really meaningful and touching for me.
I think I've become more better to setting boundaries, and I know where my boundaries are, and I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And I also have more confidence in my own thoughts and my own creative processes.
I agree with Anja. I think I've found how I want to communicate with people in art community. Also, I'm more confident with my own thoughts, and I feel like I've learned a lot about working internationally with people from other countries.
I think the part that I've enjoyed the most about this project is all the people we've gotten to meet, like all the mentors and of course the other curators and just everyone that we've encountered on this journey, you could call it.
I think the biggest thing that this has given me is this huge opportunity of building a network around yourself with people my age and with people with way more knowledge than I have. It just feels like I'm being seen, and that's a very nice feeling to experience. And that's also what this whole project has given me, that our teenager voices have been heard.
Yeah, their teacher, their friend, and they made me and I suppose everyone else feel like their own person, like they're not just a teenager. My thoughts and everyone else's thoughts are valid and understood.
Of course, this has been a valuable insight on what our strong skills are and where we still have much room to progress. But I think the thing that I have learned most is that if you want something to happen, then you just have to do it and do it ruthlessly and now.
hopefully this 18 months has invited this curiosity along with the practice in which they can really do anything. That they can curate festivals, they can make artworks, they can talk and connect with people of different age groups and different perspectives. We won't see the true outcomes of this project, I think, for another 10 years. We've got 10 people who now have a deep embodied knowledge and engagement with culture and culture making that didn't before. And this means it's a true success.